Okay.
Our recent lessons have taken us on an epic journey from learning the formation of the universe to the mind-bending to formation of our planetary backyard to the mind-bending edges of reality itself. Exploring the powerful theories that map our cosmic history. Okay. Our recent lessons have taken us on an epic journey from the formation of our planetary backyard to the mind-bending reality of to the mind-bending edges of reality itself, exploring the powerful theories that map our cosmic history. Our recent lessons have taken us on an epic journey from the formation of our planetary backyard to the mind-bending edges of reality itself, exploring the powerful theories that map our cosmic history. Look up at the night sky. Look up at the night sky. Millennia has gazed at the stars and wondered, how did all of this come to be? The single profound question is the engine of cosmology, the science of universe origin, evolution, and ultimate fate. Our recent lessons have taken us on an epic journey from the formation of our planetary backyard to the mind-bending edges of reality itself. Exploring powerful theories that map our cosmic history. Look up at the night sky and wonder. Look up at the night sky. For millennia, humanity has gazed at the stars and wondered, how did all of this come to be? The single profound question is the engine of cosmology, the science of universe origin, formation, evolution, and its ultimate fate. Our recent lesson have taken us on an epic journey from learning the formation of our planetary backyard to the mind-bending edges of reality itself, exploring powerful theories that map our cosmic history. Okay.
Shibal, ba't ang haba, my friends? Our journey begins close to home with the formation of our solar system. The planetesimal theory explains how planets, including Earth, were born from the dusty remains of a young star. It starts with a rotating cloud of gas and dust known as a solar nebula. So let's start with planetesimal theory. So our journey begins at home. Our journey begins close to home with the formation of our own solar system. So this explains with the formation of our own solar system. So the planetesimal theory explains how planets, including Earth, were born from the dusty remains of a young star. It starts it starts with a rotating cloud and gas, cloud and dust, known as a solar nebula. So our journey begins close at home. The planetesimal theory explains how planets, including Earth, came from the dusty remains of a young star. This cloud, oh my god, it starts with a rotating gas. It starts with a rotating cloud of gas and dust, known as a solar nebula. Okay. Our journey begins close at home. So because the planetesimal theory explains how planets, including Earth, came from the dusty remains of a young star. So it explains how it came from a rotating cloud of gas and dust known as a solar nebula. As this cloud collapsed to form our sun, the remaining material flattened into protoplanetary disks. So over millions of years, planetesimals. So over millions of years, these planetesimals gravitational attracted one another, colliding and accreting in a cosmic construction project until they form the full-size planets that we know today. Until they form into a full size of planets that we know today. So over millions of years, these planetesimals gravitationally attracted each other, colliding and accreting in a cosmic construction that have grown into a full size of planets that we know today. Until they form the full size of planets that we know today. So our journey begins close at home. The planetesimal theory explains how planets, including Earth, came from a dusty remaining of a young star. So it pertains to a rotating cloud of gas and dust, known as a solar nebula. So over millions of years, these planetesimals gravitationally attracting each other, colliding and accreting in a cosmic construction that have formed into a full size of planets that we know today. Okay, next. So the next one is the Big Bang Theory, in which we refer to the origin of everything. So when we hear Big Bang Theory, we understand that this theory explains the origin of everything. The planetesimal talks about solar nebula, but in reality, where did the material for the solar nebula itself come from? To answer that, we must look at the beginning of everything. But where did the material for solar nebula come from? To answer that, we need to go back to the beginning of everything. We must look back to the beginning of everything. The Big Bang Theory is the prevailing cosmological model. So it also tells us Big Bang Theory is indeed true. The key evidence behind it, the key evidence that solidifies this theory is the Hubble's law, which shows galaxies moving away from each other. Shows galaxies are moving away from us, proving that the universe is expanding and it continues to expand till the end of whatever the end is. Proving that the universe is expanding. That the universe is in constant movement of moving away from each other, expanding. And the cosmic microwave background, and the cosmic movement background, and the cosmic microwave background. The faint afterglow of the Big Bang, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang that permeates all space. So when we say Big Bang Theory, when we say Big Bang Theory, this refers to the beginning of everything. We tackle about solar nebula, but here, where are the materials for the solar nebula come from? To answer that, we must look back at the beginning of everything. So the key evidence that solidifies this theory is the Hubble's law, stating that the galaxies are moving away from us, which means the whole universe itself is continuing its expanding So the universe is in constant expansion. It is expanding since the beginning. And the cosmic microwave background that shows the afterglow, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang that permeates all space. The key evidence. But where did all of that material for the solar nebula came from? To answer that, we must need to look back at the beginning of everything. So, Big Bang Theory explains. So the key evidence that solidifies this theory is the Hubble's law, which means that the galaxies are moving away from us, which means the whole universe itself is in constant movement of expansion. It keeps expanding since the beginning of time. And another of that is the CMB, or the cosmic microwave background. It shows the after faint glow, or the after faint glow of the Big Bang that permeates all space. And then the last one is refining the beginning. So refine in the inflationary, refining the beginning. In the inflationary theory, inflationary. So inflationary theory is refining the beginning. While the Big Bang is robust, it had some causes. So this one. So the inflationary theory to explain the universe initial condition. So in the inflame The inflationary theory was proposed to explain the universe's initial condition. It suggests that in the first fraction of a second after the Big Bang, so it suggests that the first fraction. So this inflation solves problems like the horizon problem. Why the universe has a uniform temperature in all directions. And the flatness problem. Why the geometry of the universe appears flat. Okay. Shiba, I just want to mention to my friends. So while the Big Bang is robust, it had some puzzles. So the inflationary theory was proposed to explain the initial condition of the universe. The inflation solves problems like the horizon problem. Why the universe has a uniform temperature in all aspects. Why the universe has a uniform temperature in all directions. And the flatness problem. Why the geometry of the universe appears flat. Sige, check mo mga nachi. This inflation solves problems like the horizon problem. Why the universe has a uniform temperature in all directions. Why the geometry of the universe appears flat. And the flatness problem. Why the geometry of the universe appears flat. So the next one is the steady state theory. This one is a challenging idea to the minds of the people. The steady state theory is a challenging idea to the minds of the people. It is important to know that the Big Bang theory is not always the idea, pero it is the most illogical talaga. It is important to know that the Big Bang was not always the idea, but we're not allowed, but there are certain things we can actually do for that. Was not always the idea. Was not always the only idea. The steady state theory was a major alternative. The core idea was that the universe is eternal and unchanging. Eternal and unchanging on large scales. Having no beginning and no end. In the Big Bang theory, we understand that there is a beginning. But here in this theory, it states that there is no beginning, nor it is going to come to an end. Big Bang has more evidence, okay? So, Shibal. So the steady state theory is a challenging idea to the minds of the people. So we should also understand that Big Bang theory was not always the idea. The steady state theory was also a major alternative for the Big Bang. It states that the core idea was that is that the universe is eternal and unchanging. It has no beginning, nor it will come to an end. Was that the universe is eternal and unchanging on the large scales. On the large scales, making its own way to say that there is no beginning, nor it will come to an end. However, the discovery of cosmic microwave background and evolving galaxies provided a strong evidence against this theory, solidifying the Big Bang theory as the dominant model. However, the discovery of cosmic microwave background and evolving galaxies provided a strong evidence against this theory, stating that the Big Bang, solidifying the Big Bang as the dominant model. Okay, next. So the black hole theory refers to the gravity's ultimate theory that the gravity can from the universe. So they're talking about how the universe will end. They also stated that the dumbest thing anyone can. There's this one video which I fascinated. They say that trillion years from now, our universe will be filled with black holes. So black holes came from a very large sun. If our sun in our solar system is large enough to fill up hundreds of 3,000 Earths or thousands of Earths, then the sun of which we're referring to that will form as a black hole is as large as 40 suns or yet over. From the universe's birth, we turn to its most mysterious phenomena. From the universe's birth, we turn to its most mysterious phenomena. Black hole theory focuses on region of space-time where gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape. This occurs when matter is compressed into a tiny volume, creating a boundary called the event horizon. I remember when I was a kid, I watched a video, How Will the Universe End? And that video states that
as large as our sun in the solar system. And to an extent that it will kill everything and it will start eating everything in the universe till there will be nothing left in the universe. Yeah. Gravity's ultimate theory. Black hole theory. From the birth of the universe to its utmost mysterious phenomena, black hole theory focuses on region of time, on region of time space, where gravity is so intense that gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape it. This occurs when matter is compressed into tiny. This occurs when matter is compressed into a tiny volume, creating a boundary called event horizon. The theory rooted in Einstein relativity, general theory of relativity, general theory of relativity. Describe these cosmic vacuum layers that warp space and time around them. This occurs when matter is compressed into a tiny piece of volume. Into a tiny volume, creating a boundary called event horizon. Black hole theory focuses on region of time and of space-time, stating that the gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape it. This happens when a matter is compressed into a tiny volume, creating Shibari. Okay. Creating a boundary called event horizon. So this theory is rooted in Einstein's general theory of relativity. Describe these cosmic vacuum cleaners. That warp space and time around them, representing one of the most extreme predictions of extreme and fascinating predictions of modern physics. The theory, rooted in Einstein's general theory of relativity, states that describes this cosmic vacuum cleaners that warp time and space. Around them, representing the most extreme and fascinating predictions of modern physics. Black hole theory focuses on region of space-time, time-space, that the gravity is so intense that nothing, not even light, can escape it. This happens when a matter is compressed into a tiny volume, creating boundary called the event horizon. So this theory is rooted on Einstein's general relativity, presenting one of the most extreme and fascinating predictions of modern physics. States that this cosmic vacuum cleaner or vacuum eaters that warp space and time around them. Okay, last one, my nigga. What's more center then? Okay, so now the last one is the final frontier, the multiverse theory. Do you hear the people sing the song of Angry Man? It is the truth that the people do. Hallelujah. Okay, last one, but not the least, ang ganda pang ganito. Ganda ko actually. So the final frontier refers to the multiverse universe, the multiverse theory. Finally, we venture into the most speculative and awe-inspiring theory. Finally, we venture into the most speculative and awe-inspiring theory. So the multiverse theory posits, this concept posits, that our universe may not be the only one existing. The multiverse is a hypothetically set of many potential diverse universe that comprises all sets of reality. We may think that maybe in another universe, baka maybe in another universe of yours, ang baka doon ka. I don't know. Maybe in another universe you may have whatever you wanted. Maybe in another universe, mayaman ka. Maybe in another universe, whatever you wanted is established. Maybe in another universe, pulubi ka lang. It's different sets of reality. A lot of, So the fraction was about 10 to the power of negative 36 and 10 to the power of 32 seconds. So the universe underwent an extreme expansion. It was also said that if the universe was late 1 second, then no life could have been created. Or if the universe had 1 single second late or 1 single second early, a little bit of that mistake or not enough precision, there could have been no sun, there could have been nothing at all. So it needed to be a precise number for the universe to create itself. Okay. My friend, bye-bye.